Good afternoon, everyone. It's Ashley from the Traders Circle. Hope you are all having a lovely Saturday. Just going to do a quick end of week market recap. Have to do this really when the markets have closed, just to take sight of what happened in the week. It's going to be a short video. Obviously, I want to get out and enjoy the weekend myself. But yeah, I just want to show you, just walk through the trades that I've taken. I've had a couple of winners, a couple of losers. I am up for the week, which is great. Not as good as I would have liked. There's been a few missed opportunities, which were a bit frustrating, but that's the way things go sometimes. So I'm going to go through my hot list from last week. So Euro USD. So as discussed earlier in the week, this was on my radar. I was looking for a potential short position, intraday short position on the breakout of this trend here, but it was a little bit choppy and kind of non-farm coming up at the week on the Friday. I do like to take a bit of a step back sometimes, and only take an entry if it's A, at the right time, and B, if you get the right entries. So as you can see here, this was non-farm, leading into non-farm. You've got a very sideways. You'll see this with a lot of the currency pairs. Sort of from Wednesday onwards, non-farm is the first Friday of every month. Non-farm data, for those that don't know, is the US payroll. So most of the time, it does cause waves in the market. So as an experienced trader, you probably want to just stay out of the markets. Or if you're in a trade, lock in some profits, go to break even. But you certainly don't want to get yourself exposed. And it tends to happen from Wednesday onwards. As you can see here, look, we've got quite a sideways movement. It's not too bad for scalpers, but for swing traders like myself, on the larger time frame, you don't want to be trapped in a trade and just hanging about neither here or there, and then obviously get caught in a move. So for me, I wanted to get this nice intraday trade to the downside, which I didn't get the opportunity to do. But really, for me, the bigger picture was to see what price action did from this trend line and then continue long. But as you can see, we had very strong data that came out from non-farm, and it's broken through this trend. So this trade now, and for the upside, for the moment, has been taken away from my hot list. So I'm going to reevaluate this on Monday, but this could now look like we could have a short position. Again, non-farm, we don't know if the data is going to be good or we don't know if it's going to be bad. If it was bad data, we would have certainly got a bounce off this trend and then we'd be looking to go long. But now, not only have we broken through this trend here, 1, 2, 3, we are back below this trend. So if I continue that, I'll have to adjust that so it's accurate. What we're probably going to get now is a just bear with me a second. There we go. Move up to this trend here and then possibly come short. So what I'll do now is I will add this to my hot list for next week, and this is how I manage my trades. I shall put my alerts in between the areas of interest. So this is now my new area of interest. Let me just get rid of this Fibonacci trade. The Fibonacci setup. Get rid of this. This is all out of date now. And my new area of interest sits around here. I'll just turn that to be green. Okay, so you can see what I've done there. I've set my alert here, and I've got an alert set. Here we go. Where's that gone? Just above that, and we'll continue to monitor from Monday. Euro pound short. Now I'm currently live in this trade. I have an active trade on this from last week. Very choppy. This pair's been very choppy over the past few weeks. So just look at the weekly time frame. Just to recap, this is why I'm interested in taking this trade. We've got this is actually a monthly trend line. You just zoom in on this. So we've got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. I said in the calls last week that I was interested in taking short positions from sort of this area here. I wanted to monitor price action from this area here. But what we would look to see, what we were looking for is price action. To see it touch this trend again. So although we've been getting strong rejection signals here, so this evening star, bearish engulfing, indecision here, and all the way back, psychologically, it still wanted to touch this trend. So that's why I remain patient. But I took this trade on the 3rd of July, before non-farm, slightly contradicting what I'd say about not getting involved midweek. But because the stop loss is so tight, there was a strong chance this would come down and allow me to go to break even if I got an impulse move, which you could expect to have happened given the fact we'd moved such a significant amount. So when I say don't get involved in non-farm, it means really if you've got a 50 or 60 pip stop, you don't want to be giving that away. What I was interested in here is the small stop. So I got involved. As you can see, it did just move sideways. Even after non-farm, we've still got sideways movement, but we do have a bearish engulfing forming here. Now, the problem we've got with this pair is the pound fundamentally is still weak. So this is purely a technical play. This could just come out and stop me out, but I'm risking less than 0.5% on this trade, with the reward factor very much being in my favor. So the this is the screenshot of the trade when I took it. So I've got a 30 pip stop and a 230-ish pip profit target. So I'm quite happy to take that risk. So and I guess the reason being, we could have had a spike down leading into non-farm and I'd have missed the boat, because that's what's happened on a few other trade opportunities that I've been looking at. So yeah, so this is still open from last week. New Zealand USD, unfortunately, I got stopped out for this for 16 pips. It was a beautiful setup. I did miss the opportunity up here, and I'll go through that in a minute. But we had, as you can see, I took the trade on the break of this trend line. Absolutely beautiful setup, and took the trade, but we got to push up. And I got stopped out. You know, it happens sometimes. But my stop loss was, as you can see here, just above this trend line. So I had a nice tight stop there, because I kind of thought with the lead into non-farm that we might get another push up first, but we might also get a significant move down. And you have to trade what you see. So for me, I didn't want to give it a bigger stop, and as you can see, if I had, I'd have lost more money. So a nice tight stop there. Now the problem with trades is this opportunity missed. I missed this opportunity because of the time. You know, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and then by the time I woke up at 6, 7 a.m. Generally I'm up for 6:30 looking at the markets. Market had made its move already. So yes, we've got a nice retracement here and we could enter, but we're now creeping into non-farm data territory. So this is where you don't want to be getting involved. So if this had have happened without non-farm, I'd be looking at entering short off this retracement here, with this double top being a beautiful pattern to trade from. So yeah, I missed that one. So minus 16 pips for that one. I will document some of the losing trades in other videos, just to walk you through what happened in detail, and why they were winners, why they were losing, what we learned from it. So yeah, if you just want to sign up to the Traders Circle and subscribe, you can look at the detailed analysis of some of my winning and losing trades in the winners and losers in-depth live trade analysis playlist. So gold, this was a nice little trade for me. Double top in my area of resistance. I got a nice price rejection here. and I just shorted it straight off the bat of here. It's been pushing up high, got a nice double top, straight away got rejection. So we just drill into the 30-minute time frame. Look at this here. We got a beautiful evening star. Push up, doji, doji, push up again, price rejection. This is nice doji. This is just the market manipulating retail traders out of the market. You know, if you want to be shorting on here, and then it just one quick more push up, and then bang, bang, we get a nice evening star formation. So I entered right on the cusp of the bottom of this. Now, obviously, you know, on this occasion, it looks like a Swiss clock. I got an absolute perfect entry. Doesn't always happen like that. And this is why I want to document each trade. But occasionally, obviously, if you're trading what you see and if you follow price action, sometimes you just get there absolutely spot on. So this was my trade for the week. So we just look at this. I took the trade, really tight stop loss, 70 pips, and I got myself 299 pips out of this. And it even looks like it wants to continue short. So I will be looking at this again next week, with the dollar now being strong. So the reason why we got this move, so we got the sideways movement here again because of non-farm, and you'll see this time and time again from Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, just before non-farm. You'll find that people stay out of the markets because they want to see what happens with this non-farm data, because it could fly up or down. So you don't want to be getting caught out. So we got very strong news from non-farm, which of course drives, well, I mean, it drives gold down. So I'll be looking at this. So I'll just set my alerts. I'll come back to that later on tomorrow when I define my hot list. But yeah, 299.5 pips out of that one. And finally, yeah, I forgot about this one. I took USD oil, so WTI. This one was a really nice little trade, actually. So in my videos last week, I was talking about the waiting for the G20, the OPEC meetings, and the G20 and OPEC meetings that happened last weekend. So this bar here is last Friday. Those meetings were positive. It had a positive uplift on oil. We got this evening star formation. This closed below the trend line. We got a nice power bar down, and then we got a nice retracement and rejection with this bearish engulfing right off the trend. So this was just on the lower region of my area of interest. So this is the before picture of my trade. Yeah. So I take a picture of the trades before, just as I take the trade, and then I like to take a screenshot of the after as well. So I do this for some of my winners, some of my losers. I haven't got time to do it for every single one, as you can appreciate, but I just want to give you an idea on how I manage my trade. And in the previous calls before all of this happened, I was talking about this being my area of interest, looking for price action around this area. MAs were rolling over, and of course what I was looking for is price action around this area, looking for, you know, the patterns, the bearish engulfings, the pin bars, the evening star formations as my qualifying signal to enter the trade. And as you all can see as well, I was looking at getting out on this 200-day moving average. So that's where my price target was. And if you look what happened, it's moved back up. Is this a 4-hour time frame? Let's just make sure that all marries up. Let's see. Oh yeah, of course. So if I just zoom in here a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so here we go. So this is the bar that I got out of. It took me out of So it took me out at 56.91 area. At the time, this is where the moving day average was. So did exactly the right thing. I took full profit on that, and as you can see, we got quite some choppy behavior. Now I've updated my chart since then because I'm looking for rejection now at this 50 area. So I drew my fib because I got rejection here. I'm looking for a retracement and potentially a rollover. Now the problem I've got with oil at the moment is we've got although OPEC are trying to stabilize oil prices, we have got global growth fears coming into play. So for me, the bias seems to be more for the downside, which is what we're seeing, and a continuation of this trend. I'll just get rid of this now. Yeah. So for me, what I'd be looking for is for this to maybe retest this trend line, and again, tell me what the market wants to do. So I'll be looking at price action around these sort of areas again, you see, and that's all we can do. So that kind of wraps it up for this week, guys. So thank you for listening. Hope you're finding these informative. Be nice to get some comments. If anything I'm missing or anything you would like to know about, feel free to message me directly. If you haven't got time to trade yourself, then just visit my website, thetraderscircle.com. We've got a trade copy service there that you could take advantage of. And I am busy in the background putting together a new educational program. So give us a thumbs up or message me directly if you'd be interested in getting involved with that. So anyway, that's a wrap for today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will speak to you soon.